I've been doing some upgrading to my stuff lately because of current events. I have a bit of extra money to spend, so I've been looking into getting a set of decent speakers for myself. And the ones that really stuck out to me are the Bose Companion 2 speakers. And I remember when I was little, those were like the big thing in the stores in Best Buy or whatever. Maybe not the Companion 2 speakers, but anything that was Bose, they were supposed to be really good. So I thought I would give it a try. I was really curious to see what the Bose brand can do. And I looked up reviews of it and was like pleasantly surprised at the bass response in them. And that was like my main thing because I hate speakers that don't have bass because there's too many of them out there that don't. Like TVs, laptops, phones. I mean, we're surrounded with things that don't have any bass in them. I want bass. And I'm a bass guitar player. Come on, I need bass. So these Bose companion speakers have like a 2.5-inch or something like that speaker, and they're really small actually, but the speaker themselves or the cabinet themselves are much bigger than the speaker. And I have never seen a speaker of this size or similar size be able to put out any sort of bass. So that really intrigued me. Well, I have a little bit of extra money. In fact, I feel kind of rich. And here I am on eBay, still out of habit, going to the used area and finding the cheapest deal I can find. Because that's just how I do things, I guess. So I found a listing of these Bose Companion 2 Series 2 speakers, which are actually outdated, I believe, because they're now on Series 3. But after seeing a review comparing the Series 2 and Series 3, I was like, you know what? I'll try the Series 2 because they're saying on the Series 3 it's more trebly. The bass is kind of lacking unless you turn the volume way up. They're not as loud, blah, blah, blah. So it sounded like the Series 2 was a good idea. Well, I bought them and I was very excited to receive them. Finally, those speakers I always saw in the store when I was little, they could be all mine. So I get them in the mail. Everything looks good. The box is fine. The speakers look good. I was impressed. Everything was wrapped nicely. It's like, okay, what could go wrong? I set up everything on the computer, my mixer, plug them in. In the moment I sit down in my chair, this is the sound I hear. Okay, maybe I did something wrong. So I unplug everything, try it again, hook it up a whole different way, and again. Okay, my volume is all the way down, and the speakers are making a very loud sound, a very bassy sound. And although the sound is the sound of dead speakers, or dead something, I did get one question answered in a strange, indirect way. Does this little 2.5 or so inch speaker, is it really capable of making bass? My question was answered. Apparently they can. It's the only thing I could hear. Although now I'm left wondering, do they have trouble? What does that sound like? What about the mid-range? What does everything else sound like? All I cared was the bass. Well, I did get a refund, and right away I started looking for alternative speakers. And there were these other ones that caught my ear that I happened to find during my search for the Bose speakers. They're sort of mini bookshelf speakers, Edifier something something. And in the review or the test that I saw on YouTube, they sound really good, really balanced, everything I want. Everything down to 55 hertz, at least, which I think was 5 hertz lower than the Bose. And I like to have rumbly sounds sometimes, but the neighbors might not like that. So I'm trying to be nice and have speakers that are good enough but won't shake the earth. So now the question is, do I go for the mini bookshelf speakers that I like a lot? I really like them, but my curiosity about the Bose speakers is killing me. They're small. They apparently do have bass, and it just intrigues me so much how such a small speaker could sound so good. And I'm kind of having space issues on my desk, so bookshelf speakers aren't the best thing for space. Eventually, I'll make a choice. I don't know which one I'm going to make. The Bose has my curiosity, although I know the Edifier is the better choice, at least for sound quality, and that's kind of what's important to me. So, which one will I end up going for? The one that has my curiosity? The one that saves space on my desk? Or the ones that I know I'm going to be satisfied with? Or at least I'm 90% sure of that. I guess time will tell. I'm going to be looking at both of them, and I still want to experience what those Bose speakers would sound like, except instead of the Series 2, it would be the Series 3. It's the only difference, but they're still basically the same thing. Which one will I go for?